Hi guys, and welcome back to OG Cars, and today you join me with Charmander because we are saying goodbye. For now. Basically, the MOT runs out on this in 2 days, and we found quite a bit more work than I was probably thinking there was going to be. So I've made the decision to not re-MOT it. We're going to be doing loads of work to Char, and that's what I wanted to run through with you today, because you're probably not going to see him for a while. Problem number one on Char is he has done just over 131,000 miles, and there's been a lot of that this year because obviously it did its trip to Europe. Now, you can go back to just before I bought this car, and it had a catastrophic fail on rust and should have died, but it didn't. It lived. But obviously I did then buy the car thinking, that could come back. And honestly, we've probably chased rust on this car for as long as we've owned it. It's never been bad, but there's always been patches that have needed doing. You've obviously see that the door is rusting on both sides. This is actually the worst door. The other side's actually not too bad, but it's not great. Thankfully, it's not going through. But the other week when Owen was having a look at this to change the tyres, because he wanted the tyres back that he lent me for our Europe trip for his 4x4, we did also find that there's a few patches that need doing underneath again. Basically, places that we've welded now need welding next to it. And we did think, do we just patch it up for another year so we can keep using it? And we just said, no, we're going to do it properly this time so this car can keep on living, basically. Sorry if my hair's all over the place. The wind is bad up here today. But anyway, the second problem with this car is the paintwork. Now, anyone who knows this car for what it did with the charity run knows this is a sub £100 rattle can paint job that me and Owen did really quick, thinking we were going to do Pandino in a few months, and it ended up being 5 years later. But the paintwork's looking really tired now. There's loads of places where the paint has come off. For example, when Owen put a dirty rag on my bonnet a few weeks ago and it ripped the paint off there, so thanks for that, Owen. But the thing is, I don't care because this has been on there so many years now and I've really wanted to get it done. But the paintwork is really tired now. I love that it's got all the places that it's been to, and I will probably keep that on the paint. But this car's going to get fully resprayed, and it's actually going to get fully resprayed in a very special colour to me. More to come on that soon. But yeah, the paintwork is shot now and it just keeps getting worse. So mechanically, this car has been second to none. He has never not got me where I need to go, and that includes frying the head gasket and giving me no sign whatsoever until the coolant looked like goo. But it still kept going. It never didn't get me anywhere, despite that horrendous problem that was lying under the bonnet. We did also have an issue with the alternator. There were two, but we're counting one because one was toast by the time it got to me. That's it though. And at the moment, there is an issue with the fuel pump, so it bunny hops after an hour. But mechanically, this has been absolutely amazing. As I said, I've done 30,000 miles on this car, and bar general maintenance and things you'd expect a car with 130,000 miles to go wrong, that's all that's gone wrong. So I'm very proud of this car, and I trust it to drive it anywhere. Now, I'm standing here being really negative, but I stand by it, and you can go back. There's a video where we went over our favourite cars. This is my favourite cars. I've done so many memories in this car. I don't care that it looks a bit shit, to be completely honest with you, because I know it does, and people go past it and go, God, that looks rubbish with that paint job. But it's what it stands for. It did the charity run. It drove all the way to Pandino, all the way over Europe. It did a lap of the Nürburgring with absolutely no problems at all. And that's why I have all the stickers in it. I like having all the places it's been, like the Pandino ones there, the Goodwood ones there, because we've driven it down to Goodwood a few times. I adore this car so much, and it's actually been a really hard decision for me to just not say, I'll patch it up for another year and keep it going. I want to get this car done properly, and it's one of these things where you sort of have to decide where cars go in a list. So at the moment, my very first Fiat Panda is off for restoration, which is taking a bit longer than I thought, but I told them no rush. So that's kind of on me, to be honest with you. I think this is the one I want to go next, because when this was off the road for 2 years, I realised how much I missed it when I got it back on the road. Now, I think everyone will agree with me when it's actually a really hard decision when you have to take a car that you really like off of the road, and this car means so much to me. It was probably the start of basically new everything for me, because I got with Owen and everything sort of went on the up from that moment in time for me, and I feel like that car's been with me through all of that. So every time I take this off the road, it's a massive decision for me, because even just now this car hasn't been driven for 3 weeks because I thought the fuel pump would be an issue, but it drove up here completely fine, and driving it up here just makes me happy. So if I am taking this car off the road, this is not going to be a slow procedure. If it means I have to do all the welding and all the mechanicals and then just use it again as it is, looking a bit rubbish because it'll have like welded in arches and stuff, I will. Because ultimately, I want this car back on the road sooner than last time, where I just gave up on it and sat it in a corner, and then the second I drove it that time, it made me instantly happy. So I adore this car, and it will not be going anywhere for hopefully too long a period of time. Owen just said to me off camera that I'm being optimistic in saying this is not going to be a quick procedure, and to be honest, he is probably right, but I'm just being optimistic because I really adore this car. But if it's anything, there is another car that I absolutely love. So this was rated first, and I think Kelly was rated second or third. And I've decided that either one of those has to be back on the road by the end of the year, in whatever state they're in, because they're the two cars that I adore. They're two cheap shit boxes that I bought because I wanted to have fun with them, and have ended up having a massive attachment to both of them. And I'm going to end up spending thousands and thousands of pounds to make them look really cool, and then probably be scared to drive them, a bit like Mr. P, because we'd quite like to try and do everything on this ourselves. That includes painting it, which is quite fun. If it goes rubbish, we'll just send it off to one of our painters. It's not a massive issue, but if you'd like to see us doing all the work on this car, let us know and we will make sure those videos come again in the future. Now, it's just a quick video today because the wind is getting worse and it's starting to rain, and honestly, we've got other stuff to be doing at home at the moment, but we really wanted to just get this car out before its MOT runs out, because it's very, very soon, and the insurance runs out at the same time as well. So this car will be going into the corner of the yard and awaiting its time. I'm going to really miss it, but we will do more content on this car as we start to build it up, and he will come back bigger and better than ever before, and I cannot wait to have this car back. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next one.